All right, so in this video today, what we're going to go over is automating a re-engagement sequence in your GetResponse autoresponder setup. And the big thing that is important to know about this is that I'm going to show you two things. First, I'm going to show you my complex build and kind of how I go through everything and what it does. And you're going to see that I've actually redone this. And so I'm just starting to get people go back through it here. But you're going to see exactly how I've built this, exactly what it's doing, and then I'm going to show you how to build it just by doing a small one and reusing some of the resources that I have. The reason why this is super important to have is because over time you're going to find that some of your contacts in your list just kind of start to drop off. And the problem with that is when they start to drop off, that means your open rates go down, your click rates go down, and your sales go down. And so what we want to do with email marketing in general is we want to get people to open our emails. We want them to click the links in our emails, and we want to be able to start getting some sales from that. And so the goal here today is to show you how you can win back some of those people, how you can get some of those sales back, you can get some of those opens back. And I'm going to show you how to automate that whole process so then that way you don't have to worry about that manually throughout the time of your marketing. All right, so what you see here is this is my complex setup that I was talking about. Now, this looks dirty, I know. And the great thing about this is you don't have to worry about doing something this complex. Now, the reason why I set something like this up, and you can see here that I've actually just restarted it myself. And so these are the most recent subscribers coming through. And the reason why I did this is because I wanted to start capturing people that are opening my emails and then start just kind of keeping them going through the loop and starting to re-engage the people that aren't opening the emails. And what I was doing before, and I can show you this before of what I was doing, and then I'll show you what I'm doing, you can see what I'm doing now, is I'm doing it this way because I want to start a process that takes people through a journey and gets the unengaged people out of my main marketing list, segmenting them into another list. And this is something that I've talked about in other videos, and I've been putting this together and I've been working on this and testing it. And I finally got a working product. I built it all right here. I actually did this just over the weekend, this past weekend. And it was, when I got done with it, I just felt so great. And so I'm going to walk you through this piece and then I'll show you how to set it up. So in here, what you have is you have your first subscribing to any list via any method. And the reason why we do that is because I've got multiple lists. And so I want to track every single person that comes into my list and make sure that they're opening my emails. And if they aren't, I don't want them in there. I don't want to hurt that engagement, that deliverability. And so I'm going to take them out. But what it does is it checks them, and then it's going to check, have they opened any message? Doesn't matter what message it is. Could be an autoresponder. Could be one of these engagement messages. It could be one of my broadcasts I send out. It could be one of my, going live emails. Whatever the case it may be, I basically just want to check, are they opening any email whatsoever? So it's going to come in here and it's going to check that. And I've got this set to 30 days, right? So for 30 days, it's going to wait. Have you opened an email within that 30-day time frame? If yes, then it's going to double check, are you part of any of these lists? Now, I've got these lists selected. You can see I've got one that says team and one that says members. Those are the two main opportunities that I promote. And the big reason why I have those deselected is I don't want to take people out of those lists. What I want to do is I want my team members and my people that I have already signed up in the products that I promote, I want them to stay out of this unengaged list because I don't email them regularly. I email them every once in a while with some transactional stuff, and I usually let them know that an email is coming because I talk to them on a regular basis. So the idea is, are you from one of my normal marketing lists? You can see the short list of them there. And then if yes, then what it's going to do is put them, if you haven't opened the email in 30 days, it's going to put them in this unengaged list and say, hey, like, come over here. Now you're unengaged. There isn't a no option because there is no option. If you're not part of that list, you're just not going to get processed. So that's what it's going to do, right? It's going to say, yep, you're part of that list. Come over here. You're going to get assigned the tag unengaged, remove the tag engaged, because over here, remember when they opened, we said, hey, you're engaged. You've opened an email within 30 days. You're technically, in my opinion, engaged. So what it does is it assigns the tag unengaged, removes the tag engaged, and then moves them to this other list, which is called unengaged. So the reason I'm doing that is I'm doing some more advanced segmentation to remove the people from my list, from my main marketing list, that aren't opening my emails within 30 days. Now, some people will go shorter, some people will go longer. I go 30 days because that's a pretty typical time frame to wait for someone to open an email. If they don't open within a month, then it's either going to spam, or they're ignoring your emails, or deleting them right when they come in, whatever it may be. That's the potential. So what happens when they get to this list? Well, once they get moved to the list, I'm going to send them a message. I'm going to say, hey, I want you to get re-engaged. So I'm going to send them this re-engagement message, and I'll show you the messages here in a little bit. But basically, it's going to re-engage them. It's going to say, hey, I know you're not getting my emails, so if you want my emails, go ahead and click this link to say yes, or click this other link to unsubscribe. Now, in this situation right here, what I'm doing is I'm just checking, are they opening the email? That's it. I don't care if you clicked the link. I don't care what you did. If they clicked the no link, that they don't want to receive my emails, it's actually an unsubscribe link. So what I've done is I've taken my unsubscribe link and I've put it into a different string of text. It says, no, I don't want your emails anymore. They click that. It takes them to the unsubscribe page and goes from there. And I'll show you that in a minute here. But this basically goes through and sends them this email, and then it checks, have you opened this email? If they open the email, it moves them back to my main marketing list, retags them as engaged, removes the unengaged tag, and puts them back in the loop to wait for another 30 days. So we're resetting the cycle, right? We're not letting them wait and be like, okay, what are you doing? Whatever. We're resetting that cycle. We're sending them back to the main list, and we're getting them back in the rotation of emails. It's as simple as that. If they don't do that within 24 hours, so I said 1 day, I'm going to send them another one. I'm going to say, hey, did you get the email I sent you yesterday? This is what I wanted you to do. Did you do that? If not, go check. And maybe go move that email out of spam or out of promotions or out of junk if you actually want it. So for that one, once that is sent, then I'm going to wait for them to open that email. Now I'm going to wait 7 days. Okay. And you're going to see this is going to be a progression. So after 7 days, if they have not opened the email, send another re-engagement message. You can see the email is a little bit different. It's just another type of message just saying, hey, I want you to re-engage. I'm going to wait for 12 hours and then I'm going to send the same message. Now, why do I do that? Because sometimes it's the timing of the day that makes the difference. I've got people that are in other countries. So maybe this email gets sent out, right? Maybe, when they hit this list, maybe it's 2:00 in the morning in the US and they're not awake enough to see this email, so they don't click on it. But if I send it again at 2:00 in the afternoon, then they're like, oh, hey, I got a new spam email, or I got a new promotions email, or maybe it lands in their inbox. Whatever it may be, I send the same message 12 hours later if they don't open it. Only if they don't open it. If they open it, they don't get it. What happens, right? Both of these here. When they open the email, right back to the main marketing list, right back to the beginning to loop back around. You see the kind of flow here? So then after the next email, we wait 14 days, again, 12 hours, right? So 14 days, if they don't open, send them another message, wait 12 hours, send them the same message again, see if they're going to open up the other one. And then once that's done, we're going to wait 30 days. After another 30 days, if they don't open it, I'm going to send them this message that basically is like, hey, the countdown's begun. That's it. You're getting removed. I'm going to wait 12 hours again, send the message again. And then I'm going to go through here. I'm going to wait 7 days. After 7 days, this is where I tell them, hey, you need to make a decision. Are you going to stay on my list or are you going to go? And that's where I wait for that link. That's where I've got this long email. I'm explaining my situation. It's not me, it's you, trying to be a little funny, but it might piss some people off. I don't care. But if that's their own problem, fine, they can leave my list. It's not a big deal. That's the whole point, right? If they don't open that email in 24 hours, or they don't click that link in 24 hours, they're gone, right? So at this point, when you've made it to this point, it is now 90 days since you've opened an email. So if it's at this point in time, if somebody opens up this email 90 days after they've opened the last email from me, because that's the only way they're going to get this, right? See, every time they open, it's kicking them back to that main marketing list. I'm ripping them out of this automation. They're not out of the automation, but they're getting ripped away from these other messages. So if someone opens up the first re-engagement message, they're back in the marketing list for another 30 days. And they could hit that cycle, right? Back and forth. But if they get this last one, just an open won't cut it. Now they have to click the link. So that's what I'm saying, specific link, and that will take them over to the main marketing list, and then that will reset the progress. Or if they don't click the link and they just open the email and maybe they forget, whatever, I don't care. If you're not an action taker, I don't want it. So it's going to end up removing them from the account, right? So I'm going to go back. I'm just going to exit this one because it is running, and you'll see the name that I named it. I was being a little silly when I made this and re-engage or die. So list cleaning, this was the old one that I had. You may have seen this one on a previous video. This one is still very valid. You can see that it had a number of subscribers that went through, and people looped through quite a bit. I had 159 people that got removed completely using this automation. I had one person that actually clicked the link and said they wanted to keep getting my emails. So that obviously worked, right? And this one was a dynamic segment where this one waited 90 days and this one waited 60 days. Because remember, I was segmenting Gmail and all the other accounts. Now, the reason why I'm changing this is I came into some new information that says that it doesn't really matter if they're Gmail or Hotmail. Really, that 90-day time frame is kind of where the kicker is. Now, some people, some other email marketers have said 60 days for non-Gmail accounts. I've been hearing the consensus and from my research being 90 days. So that's where I set up my flow to do that whole thing. This automation here is still, it's simple. It has its loopbacks back and forth, but it is still very much valid. It can work for smaller lists, but as my list is growing, I want to do some more segmentation and things like that. So I turned this one off. I'm testing the other one. I'm going to see how it goes. And I probably will do a progress video at some point in time. I'm not sure, but we're going to exit out of this. So as promised, like I do in all my automation videos, because I believe that this is something that everybody needs to know how to do. And this is something that I'm willing to provide my expertise for free to show you how to do this. And I always show you how to do this from scratch, not using any templates, because I believe that you need to learn how to create your own automations and play around with them and get them rolling. So we're going to go create workflow, and we're going to say build from scratch, start now. And what I'm going to name this is I'm just going to say re-engagement video, so then I know that this is the right one to get rid of. And we always want to start with subscribes. Now, some other methods don't necessarily need that, but I always start with that. And we're going to make this simple. I'm not going to go as complex as what we did before, but I'm going to show you just a simple way to move them to a different list, looking at engagement and things like that. So subscribe to any list via any method. And I'm going to move this over here like this because I believe that we're going to end up having a couple different flows here. The first thing we want to do is we want to ask them, have you opened an email? So we're going to say message opened. We're going to go from here. Remember, you got to connect your lines when any newsletter is opened. Now, this is newsletters. This would be like you're sending to your marketing list. I go any message. And the reason any message is because I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's an email blast. I don't care if it's automation. I don't care if it's an autoresponder. However they got it. Are you opening my emails? If yes, you get to stay in the active list. If no, you're going in the unengaged list. So once they open the message, what we want to do is we want to do, oh, and another tip too, just realize this, always make sure if you're going to do a looping automation like this, run multiple times. If you don't set that, it will not keep running. It'll stop running because the people will get back to that loop and then they'll stop. So run multiple times. And then add elements. And this is where we're going to go into filters. And what we want to do is select lists. Okay. And what this is going to do is if you have lists of team members, this is something that's going to be really handy for you. And so what I always do is say, hey, I want to make sure that, no, sorry, we don't want to connect that guy. I want to make sure that only contacts from this list are going to be moved. So we're going to connect this guy here for now, and we'll just put him off to the side, or it, if you're worried about those kinds of things. And we're just going to select the list real quick. So I'm going to select all, because I want all of my lists there, and I'm going to take off my membership list. So if you have any lists that are for people that have bought your product, or people that are members on your team, or a list of customers, or whatever the case may be, you might want to remove those from this automation because you don't want to inadvertently lose your buyers, your people that have stuck with you. You don't want to lose those people on your list because those are people that are going to be with you for a long time coming. So we're going to leave that one there for now. And then the next thing I'm going to grab is a tag. Now this is, okay, see how GetResponse does this. So move this over a little bit, move it up. There we go. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to say, when you open a message, I want to tag you as a contact. And I want to tag you. You can say active and inactive. I like engaged and unengaged. So we're going to say engaged. And then what we need to do now, very crucial thing. And I'm going to bring myself up here because I want to talk to you about this real quick. So when you assign tags where you have two different tags that you're going to do in an automation, and you want one tag to be for one part of the automation and another tag to be if they do something different, and you might have to flip-flop those tags, one of the things that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to remove the tag that you don't want. So you can't just add the tags, because then you're going to have engaged and unengaged both on the same account. You don't want that because you want to be able to segment your list appropriately. So the best thing you can do is do a tag removal right after the tag assignment. So what that will do is that will tag the person with the one you want, and then it's going to remove the tag you don't want, and then then you loop them back. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So we have the assign tag here. So we go back to the same tag and we stick this guy right here. But now you notice right here, it's assign or remove. We're going to remove the tag, and then we're going to go down to unengaged. And then we're going to say, all right, we've removed the unengaged tag. So when any message is open, assign the tag engaged, remove the tag unengaged, and then this last little guy down here, this last little button, just bring that all the way back up to the top. So what we're doing, and I'll show you by moving this guy off to the side like this, right, is we're saying when you open a message, I want you to assign the tag, and remember, run multiple times, so make sure that's selected. So I want you to assign the tag engaged, remove the tag unengaged, and then loop back up and wait that time frame. Now, I'm going to change this to 30 days. That's the recommendation I give personally. If you have somebody that you work with, whatever email marketing you have, talk to them, see what their recommendations are. But otherwise, this is kind of how this works here. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to this, what happens when you don't open in 30 days. So I'm going to move this up a little bit so that way we can see the flow. And so what we want to do is we want to say only contacts from these lists. What we're going to do is we're going to go down to the tag, and we're going to say, if you exist in that list, we're going to assign the tag unengaged. Okay, run multiple times. We're going to go grab another tag element here, connect them up, and then we're going to remove the tag engaged. So now what we have right now is we have subscribe to list, check if you open a message. If you opened a message, assign the tag engaged, remove the tag unengaged if it's there, and then loop back. After 30 days, if you haven't opened a message, check to see if you're part of one of these lists, and then assign the tag unengaged and remove the tag engaged. And then this is where we do the segmentation. Now, auto segmentation is going to be your best friend. I guarantee you, because the ability to move people out of one list into another list, to be able to process them through different things, it's going to blow your socks off. Not even going to lie. So just plan to do that in a lot of your automations, because it will make your life so much easier. You don't have to babysit any of these lists. You just keep going. So we're going to add the element and we're going to say move to list. Okay. We're going to connect that up. And what we want to do is I created an unengaged list. So we're going to pick that. So, and then we don't have any autoresponder cycle to run and then run multiple times. Okay. So what we have right here is we have a simple workflow that now we've set them to move to this unengaged list. And now they're in this list. So what do we want to do now? So we want to send them a re-engagement email. We want to say, hey, you haven't opened my emails for a while. What gives? So we're going to send them a message. We're going to connect this guy up here like this. And actually, I'm just going to come down like this. And then we'll just we'll scroll down. We'll split it off and go that way. So we'll just kind of come like this so you can see the flow a little bit cleaner. So now we have automation and we're going to do select message. And you can see I have re-engagement message, re-engagement 1, follow-up, and then 2, 3, countdown, and then this one. So here's the first re-engagement message. And then we're going to say run multiple times because they might get in there multiple times. And then just to separate some things a little bit, I'm going to make that purple because I want to separate it a little bit just so that way you can see it. Now, I'm going to open up a new tab here and we're going to go menu, automation, and I'm going to show you some of these messages and what they look like. I told you I would do that. So I'm going to show you these messages. So the first thing is this re-engagement message. And you can see here, you know, I'm just basically saying, hey, I know we can get busy. I'm sure that your life is not that much different in that aspect. Thing is, I don't want to be bombarding you with emails. Last thing I want to do is make you feel overwhelmed. So if you could do me a favor, that'd be great. Down below are 2 links. One of them lets you know you still want my emails. The other one rips you out of my list completely. That means you won't get any special offers, promotions, blah, blah, blah. So I have these 2 links, right? Yes, Josh, keep me on your list. Or nah, I'm good. Take me off your list. That's it for now. Hope I'll be able to continue serving you in the future, but totally understand if not. Have a wonderful day. So pretty simple, nothing to it. Just send them that message, right? And so we come back over here. That's that re-engagement message. And then we're going to check, are they opening the message? Okay. So we're going to, and this is where you got to make sure you select the right information because you want to make sure that you aren't selecting a newsletter or something like that. So automation is what you want to select because you're sending these emails inside the automation. Don't send them newsletters or whatever. Just create the emails. You have the option right here to create new message right from the send message button. Feel free to do that. I have a templated signature, so I've got all my disclaimers and stuff in there. So, you know, I can just select that template and then write the body of the email and I'm good. I'll show you how to do some templates in another video too. But anyways, so when we're down here like this, we want to check, you know, did you open the email? And I'm only going to pick one day and I'll show you how to do the follow-up piece and then I'll show you the removal piece of that. So now we're going to do the automation message, specific message. Okay. We're checking, have they opened up that message? Okay. Because now we're done with the whole, did they open any message, right? They're in this re-engagement campaign. They haven't opened these other emails. We're not sending them any more emails anymore. They're in here. So we want to check, have you opened up, you know, this message from the automation? If they open it up, we want to move them into this other list. Okay. So we're going to put this here and we want to take them back to our main marketing list. So did you open it? Yep, sure did. Move them back to that main marketing list and then put them back over unengaged. So if you did not, then what we want to do is we want to send another message, right? So now I'm going to come up to the top because I don't want to scroll too much. So we're going to come up here like this. We're going to select a message to send. We're going to say re-engagement 1 follow-up, run multiple times. We're going to do the purple again. And then I'll show you what that looks like, right? So the re-engagement 1 follow-up, it just says, hey, I sent you an email yesterday asking if you want to stay on my list. Thing is, I don't want to be that guy that just gives you one chance. So I'm sending this email as a reminder that I sent you an email yesterday and asking you to make a choice. Either click the link to stay on my list or click another link to be removed. If you don't see that email, you can check your junk mail, spam folder, or promotions folder if you're using Gmail. If you see it in the junk or spam, please drag that email to your inbox. And I said, yes, actually drag it. That shows more interest from you. Otherwise, feel free to click the link to unsubscribe here. Have a wonderful day. Okay? Super simple. So back to the automation. And now what we're doing is we're sending this message and we're doing, again, another wait. Are you opening this message? Okay. And we're just going to do 7 days because I'm going to do that last email. I'm going to skip the process and show you just kind of how to end it off. And so same thing here. Now, this is what's cool about automations. You don't have to repopulate everything. If you're going to follow a flow of something every time, then you can just take this button here and I can just go, hey, if you opened up the message, we're good. Just go back to the main marketing list, go back over and get tagged as engaged and be on your merry way. And remember, we got to change this one to newsletter or to automation specific. And we want them, did you open that message? If you got this message, did you open it? That's all I want. Just open it. If you click to unsubscribe, you're gone from the list anyways. But if you just open the email, you're going to go right back into the other one. And the cool thing too is with this, and I don't know if I can click on it from in here. I don't think I can. No. But this link right here just takes to a thank you page on my website. And so I'll show you what that looks like as well. Is this thank you page is... So this is the thank you page. All it is just saying, hey, thanks for confirming your subscription. Back to our website. That's nothing. So anyways, what we're going to go ahead and do, and you can see all these emails are new because I just created them here a couple days ago. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go back over here. And so back over here, we've got this all set up. Now we've got this time frame, 7 days. So if you don't open the email, we want to send another message. So we're going to bring in another message here. And we're going to say for this one, we're going to skip ahead. We're going to say it's not me, it's you. Okay. So I'm not going to do the countdown. I'm not going to do all the other ones. Just it's not me, it's you. So we're going to add the element here. Did you open the message, right? Oh, no, we're not going to do that. This one, we want to know, did you click the link? Okay. So send message. Let's make sure all of our run multiple times are set. Easy enough to just click on them and validate. Oh, that one's not set. That one is good, 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 good. And the reason I'm doing that is just so that way the flow continues to go, right? We're not dropping someone off in any one of these flows. So this one here is just the include contacts who are already in the list before the workflow starts. You can use it or not. It's up to you. So run multiple times here. Okay. So when any newsletter link is clicked in here, we're going to look for a link from a specific message, but a specific link. So what we want to do is we want to look at this and say, hey, I've got messages. So remember, automation, specific link from specific message. It's not me, it's you. Now, why is it picking that message but not showing any of the other ones? Well, I'll tell you why. Because that's the last email that was sent in the flow. So it's looking for those links. And what I want is I want the link that goes to my thank you page. Right? So we've got the thank you page link. So when I click that link, I can validate that's the thank you page. And if they click that link, I want them to go back to the marketing list. I want them to get tagged as engaged, remove the tag unengaged, and put them back in the 30-day wait. But if they don't, and we're going to say, I clicked the link here. If they don't, we're going to give them 1 day. Well, actually, I'll give them 7 days. How about that? We'll give them 7 days. And then what we're going to do is, over this remove contact, click it down here. We're going to say remove contact from entire account. We're not going to run multiple times. Why? Because we don't want someone to, well, I guess you could probably use that if you think that someone might subscribe to your list again. They may not, but either way, however you want to do it, it's up to you. I left it as not because, I guess if someone hits that and they came through a second time, I guess you know better, right? Maybe you just block them from your account at that point. But either way, so this is the situation here, right? We've built this out. So this is what we've got. They subscribe to any of your lists, and when any message is open, newsletter, automation, autoresponder, doesn't matter. You assign the tag engaged, remove the tag unengaged, then they loop back through. However, after 30 days, if they still haven't opened any messages, take them, check if they're part of any one of your marketing lists, not a team member or customer list if you want to keep your customers, and tag them as unengaged, remove the tag engaged, move them to the list unengaged, send them a re-engagement message. All of this happens in a matter of seconds, right? They hit this thing and it's like boom, 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 boom. They just go right through. And then we're going to wait for a day. Did you open the message? Yes? Cool. We'll put you right back in our marketing list. We want you to get our emails. We want our contacts to see our emails. So if they opened the email, hopefully they'll see in there like, yeah, I want your stuff. Cool. Their interaction will make the other emails show up. And maybe at that point you can put in there maybe a little quip of like, hey, just make sure you move this email over to inbox. If they don't open it up within a day, send them another one, say, hey, did you get that last email? No? Okay, well, here's what you can do to make sure you do. So if they open it, send them back to the marketing list. If they don't open it within 7 days, send them the email and say, hey, it's not you. It's not me. It's you. You're not opening my emails. You're not doing the things that I want you to do. So why don't you just go ahead and get off my list? If they click and say, no, I want to stay on your list. Great. Back to the marketing list, back to getting engaged, remove the tag unengaged, go back and sit over in the any messages opened and wait for 30 days. Otherwise, if not, you got 7 days. If it doesn't work out, bye. So that was a mouthful and that was a lot to go through, but I wanted to show you this is a really in-depth kind of, flow like this. And I wanted to show you it seems complicated, but it really is simple to put together. All of these elements, they're all right here. If you have questions on how they work, obviously you can reach out to me. You can message in the comments. You can let me know what kind of struggles you're running with. I'd love to be able to help you out and try to get you moving forward. And that's why I do these videos, right? The big thing is that I want you to get where you need to go and continue pushing your business forward. And I believe that there's good help out there from the GetResponse help videos and things like that, but they don't really walk you through a lot of this stuff for affiliate marketing specifically. It's all about e-commerce and brick and mortar businesses and B2B type stuff, but nothing like online business like this. So I hope you like this. I hope it was informative for you. If you liked it, smash that like button. Hit me up with a subscribe, that way you can get more videos. There's a bell down there somewhere on this side, somewhere over here that you can hit to get notifications when I either go live on my channel or when I upload new videos. And I'm trying to get new videos out here every week. I'm trying to do 1 to 2 a week, stay consistent that way. So if there's anything that you want to see, let me know down below. Tell me what you're looking for, whether it's GetResponse, whether it's other email marketing information, whatever it might be. Let me know down below, and I'd be more than happy to look into it and see if I can get you something created. Otherwise, I appreciate you being here with me, and I'll see you on the next video.